The master's courtyard was wide and bright that summer morning, the air filled with the scent of hay and the clatter of buckets. Servants hurried about their work, chickens scratched in the dust, and in one sunny corner the master himself sat in a carved wooden chair. At his feet lounged a tiny lapdog, its fur silky and well-groomed, its eyes bright as polished buttons. The dog wagged its tail, pranced on dainty paws, and leapt into its master's lap with ease. The man laughed, scratched its ears, and stroked its back as though it were the most precious creature alive. Whenever the lapdog barked, the master smiled. Whenever it licked his hand, he cooed with affection. It was spoiled with scraps from the table, ribbons for its neck, and a cushion softer than the bed of most men. In the shadows of the stable stood the ass, broad-backed and weary. His sides bore the marks of years of labor, his hooves cracked from trudging long roads under heavy loads. He had carried sacks of grain, barrels of water, bundles of firewood, everything the household needed. Without him, there would have been no bread, no wine, no warmth in winter. Yet he was given little more than coarse hay and a pile of straw to sleep on. No hand stroked his ears, no voice praised his work. The servants shouted at him, the children mocked his long ears, and even the master whose burdens he bore never offered him kindness. That morning, as the ass watched the lapdog nestled in the master's lap, jealousy gnawed at him like a thorn. "I am stronger than that little creature," he thought bitterly. "I do the work that keeps this household alive, while he does nothing but play. Yet look, he is loved while I am scorned. Perhaps I have been wrong. Perhaps strength and labor are worthless, and love is won by playfulness. If I wish to be cherished, I must act as the lapdog does." He brooded all day, his thoughts festering, until at last he resolved to try. When evening came and the master returned to the courtyard, the ass lumbered forward. The servants gasped as the beast stepped boldly into the circle where only the lapdog dared tread. The tiny dog barked in confusion, but the ass ignored him. With stiff legs, he began to prance awkwardly, lifting his heavy hooves as though they were dainty paws. The onlookers burst into laughter, thinking him mad. The master frowned. "What is this nonsense?" he muttered. But the ass was not deterred. He tossed his head, flicked his tail, and brayed loudly, trying to mimic the cheerful bark of the lapdog. The sound was harsh, jarring, and made the children clutch their ears, but the ass thought surely it would win a smile. Then, with a great heave, he pushed forward and attempted to climb into the master's lap. Chaos erupted. The chair tipped, the master cried out. Servants rushed forward as the massive beast nearly crushed the man beneath him. The lapdog yelped and darted away, while the ass, in his clumsy attempt at affection, trampled a basket of fruit and sent a jug of wine crashing to the ground. The courtyard rang with shouts, the master struggling beneath the animal's weight. "Get him off! The fool will kill me!" At last the servants beat the ass back with sticks, driving him toward the stable. He brayed in protest, confused and humiliated, his heart aching with the sting of rejection. The master, brushing himself off, shouted in fury, "Ungrateful brute, he has forgotten his place. He shall be whipped for his madness, and if he dares such a thing again, he will be sold to the quarry where beasts are worked to death." The servants dragged the ass back to his stall, his body sore, his spirit crushed. As the stable door closed behind him, he sank into the straw, tears burning in his eyes. He thought of the lapdog, who even now nestled once more in the master's arms, safe and adored. The bitterness returned, sharper than ever, but this time it was tinged with regret. He had wanted love, but he had sought it in foolishness. He had tried to become what he was not, and in doing so had nearly destroyed himself. And so the tale was told, carried beyond the courtyard, beyond the village, whispered in markets and shared by firesides, that envy blinds and foolish imitation brings not love, but ruin. The ass had been valued for his strength, his endurance, his steady labor, though praise was never spoken. Yet he cast aside his true worth to mimic another's, and for that folly he paid in pain. Parents told their children, "Be not like the ass who envied the lapdog. Know your place, know your gifts, and seek no praise in foolish disguise. For what you are, if lived with dignity, will always be worth more than what you pretend to be." And though the ass lived on, still bearing the loads of the household, he carried with him the memory of that day. the laughter of the servants, the master's wrath, the sting of the whip. Never again did he try to prance or bray for affection, for he had learned that the love of others cannot be stolen through imitation, and that envy only deepens sorrow.